And we are rolling now.
Good morning. Welcome back to the conversation. This is Midlife Crisis Activity, our daily lifestyle webcast, our daily shout out to the world. I'm your host, Patrick Russell, along with my vivacious producer, Veronica. We're here to lend our voices to the noise from a multi-generational perspective and help explain everything that's right and wrong in this world. Veronica, when you were first told to pull out your phone and use a QR code for a menu at the restaurant, what was your first reaction?
I was glad because I finally didn't have to touch anything before I was going to put something in my mouth. So I was happy that I needed to use my phone instead of touching something that it's dirty.
Very interesting. And not the same reaction that I had. So when the waitress at the bar and grill that I was at told me to, instead of having a menu that they're now switching over to the QR code, it made me anxious. Because my phone was about to die and I thought, I didn't have much time to find out what they had on the menu before I had to make a choice. So that's where I was there. But now, that's actually not the first exposure to the QR code that we've had. Living Spaces, for me, was really the first time that I was exposed to it out in the real world, where I pulled out my phone and took a picture of it, and the Safari, at least on my iPhone, pulled up, and that's how I got the information on the piece of furniture that I was looking at. Now, going back to the QR menu, one of the things that we're reading about is that this is really just the first step of many. What we're realizing is that the QR code menu is just simply the training wheels on what the market, the restaurant, bar market, is trying to teach the public. First step, get them used to not having a menu. Second, get them used to taking out their phone and now having their phone as an interactive part of the experience when they go out to either a bar or a restaurant. Check. What's the next thing that's coming? The app that allows you to handle your complete order, to include the bar, mind you. Now imagine the world where instead of you yelling at 1 to 2 bartenders that are pretending not to hear you, right, and playing that game of either showing a little of these or showing a little of this to try to get the bartender's attention, imagine a much more orderly and methodical method where you simply have to use the app on your phone, and now within a reasonable amount of time you will get your order lickety split. Now, from a younger generation's perspective, if I told you that this was really just a first step to getting rid of the human waiter and waitress alike, what are your thoughts on that? Are you happy about that, or does it make you feel differently?
You know, I'm not in obviously a restaurant business, but I can see how frustrating it can be for someone that is obviously working on that
and making a living off of the tips and the wages as a server.
And then now it's like probably they're thinking in a year or 2 years at most, probably a computer is going to take over my job. So I can understand how anxious that person can be.
Sure.
So, I mean, this is where you kind of decide, what else can you do besides that.
Absolutely. You got to start looking for other opportunities maybe outside of being a waiter and waitress. Keep in mind that the rollout of the system that I'm describing is going to come in several years. And it's also not really going to see its true potential until the new restaurants are constructed. Because now the new restaurants are going to be constructed with what? Direct delivery lines from the kitchen or the bar to the serving stations themselves. And then that's the last element that will also be integrated is now, hey, we even have an automated option to bring you the food or your nachos or your strawberry margarita that you like so much.
And if you really think about it, obviously we are in the business service, providing services for companies and individuals, but it's not only us, even grandpa, now that he needs a phone, he needs a smartphone to be able to get the app, to scan it, and then to read it, right? So every company is moving on that direction, and then if you're not moving on that direction, and then probably you're gonna stay behind, because it's what it is. Grandpa, if you're watching this video, open an email, get a smartphone, invest on what matters now, which is technology, and then go from there.
And you better do that soon, or your favorite restaurant may not be able to serve your old ass anymore. Okay, so keep in mind, guys, that this is an ongoing conversation. Please use the comment boxes below to lend your voices to this show. It'll make it a lot more fun. Final note on that, it's something that we look for, trends and signs of things that will be coming into the future that are going to be making some major changes, whether in an industry, in a financial market, or just in our personal lives. We're trying to spotlight where those pitfalls may be. And if you're a server of any kind, this is a red alert for you guys specifically. Guys, remember, no matter what comes towards you in this day, no matter what opportunities or challenges you face, just remember one thing. Give them hell. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.